and good evening. Big up to everybody. I see folks are here already. Some folks have already hit the like button, so big up on yourself. We are here to have a wonderful conversation, a needed conversation. You understand me? About FinSac. Because the FinSac man is back and we need to talk about it today, folks. You understand? Let me turn this down, because you know my thing will echo when it's ready. You understand me? The FinSac man is back. I'm seeing more likes right now than people visible. So that's a good thing. It means that people are coming. So I see Leon the Lioness in the building. Who else we got coming in? On a forward into the place. The Steady is live, and I am here to talk to the Steady family tonight. So welcome. Let me know who is there so I can greet you. Thank you so much. All right, so my wife here tell me, say, when I ask her for, you understand me, it's good, so I don't have to worry myself about that. That's a one less problem. So all we need right now are for the people. Wife style in the building. You understand me? I don't want to hold up time, I want to get right into it. You understand me? But I can see if we can do a freestyle again, because you know we love the vibes for the Steady show. You understand me? So let's go for it. August, man. The FinSac man is back. Oh my. Listen. Run, boy, run. Oh, but they're ready to start yet. We have to wait. Right? We have to wait till the rhythm come in. Big up everybody right now. Listen. Run, boy, run. The FinSac man a come. Run, girl, run. The FinSac man a come. The FinSac money man a come. Boy. Run, boy, run. The FinSac man a come. Folks, I have to talk to them. All right, so wife style, I run there already. Big up wife style. Wife style. Understand the assignment. Yeah, wife style, understand. So what is a forward, light brown in the business. Light brown say, oh, I hear it again. Let me see if we can pull up. I hope no commercial to come. I hope we get it right again, Yeah, man, the man way. I always give them the one line of them and the tune them, you know what I mean? Big up to everybody. Light Brown, Leon the Lioness, everybody. Doreen, big up. Yeah, man, I'm steady in the place. Like and share up the thing, man, because I be vibes tonight. Yes, man. PSOJ say Hylton them want. Run, boy, run. The FinSac man a come. Run, girl, run. The FinSac man a come. The FinSac money man a come. Sonia, big up yourself. Run everybody for if you run. FinSac man a come. Folks, let me make it very clear. All know I'm not telling you who are the FinSac money to the so the can't say that, I don't want to get myself in any trouble as to who this FinSac man is, But I think I have an idea. You understand me? So, we saw in the newspaper that the PSOJ has appointed Mr. Patrick Hylton, president of the private sector organization of Jamaica. First and foremost, we want to say congratulations to Mr. Hylton. Let me find the cheers. Congratulations. Congratulations on your appointment, sir. And we're absolutely not here to hit on Mr. Hylton being, appointed as, the president of the private sector organization, because as we know, this man is very brilliant and he has a wonderful track record. I believe that he was the managing director for NCB and NCB Group. And he has a track record of success. And so I was reading a couple of things. As a matter of fact, anybody, if you're looking at my community tab, I did a little thing yesterday and I thought it was interesting. So, one of the things that was interesting is that I read that article this evening, and while it talked about the fact that this man was also a part of the financial restructuring in the 90s, the article did not say that Mr. Hylton was a former managing director of FinSac. Now, everybody knows, say, there is no way that they could appoint an ex-managing director of FinSac and still not say anything about it. So I was the first one to put it out there. Not the first, but one of the first that I know that I put it in a comment and I say, an ex-manager of FinSac coming back to be a managing director, coming back to be the president of the PSOJ in 2026. I find that to be very curious because, as we know, depending on what segment of society you belong to, as I said in my FinSac video, you might walk away with different ideas as to what FinSac was and what the true nature of FinSac was. So for the people who benefited, right, FinSac was a great thing. It was about restructuring and protecting people's debts and all of that, protecting debtors and all of that stuff. But when we hear about the net result of FinSac, it tells a very different story. So one of the interesting things about this is that I referred to a particular article. It was written in 2001 by Kevin O'Brien Chang. And everybody know that Kevin O'Brien Chang, he was one of those very popular columnists, you understand me, over the years. In 2001, and let me look at my post tab right here. So because I posted it yesterday, you know. I posted it yesterday. So let's go and see what I have right here. So I put a piece of the article. So first of all, I put two things in my community tab yesterday. A couple of things. I don't know if anybody saw it, right? But one of the things that I want to draw a reference to was when Kevin O'Brien Chang, and I used this before, but I want to reference it, right? So he spoke about on April 12, you understand me? And this was 2001 now. He received a fax copy of a letter to the Jamaica Observer from Patrick Hylton. The same Patrick Hylton who has just been appointed to, you know, the president of the PSOJ. There are a couple of reasons why I wanted to bring this out and talk to the family today. Make sure you hit the like button as we do it, right? And he's saying that is a fax copy of a letter to the Jamaica Observer from Patrick Hylton, the managing director of FinSac Limited. So one of the things that we never saw from the Gleaner, and I don't know, I don't want to say the Gleaner never said it, but I never got to read that article, but I saw another article. They credited him with the fact that he was a part of the financial restructuring, but it never said anything about the fact that he was the managing director of FinSac. Now, if FinSac culminated into the greatest transfer of wealth between the poor and the rich, and from the government records, we can see that the current opposition leader, that he was one of the biggest beneficiaries, something that is talked about in the public domain on a regular basis. I figure that if we're going to have somebody that was the managing director of FinSac, that this was from around 1998 to about 2002, thereabout. If this person is going to re-emerge on the scene as president of the PSOJ, and we're going to talk about the PSOJ a little bit, right? Then it's very curious that somebody who presided over a lot of questionable things that Mr. O'Brien Chang was talking about in his article, it's very curious that this man is back on the scene. So let me just read a little piece of this. So he's saying that he's the managing director of FinSac Limited. The letter stated, you understand me, that he published certain libelous statements regarding this organization in his article of April 9, 2021. And what he quoted was what Mr. O'Brien said. Now listen to what Mr. O'Brien had to say in his article. He said, the man say, we make particular reference to the statements in the second and the third columns, namely, and section A, apparently Mr. O'Brien Chang said the NDM should have vowed to tell the public the truth about FinSac and played up its real strengths, managerial excellence and absence of corruption. And B, FinSac represents nothing less than a gang, GRAPE. Some of you know why I said that, right? Mr. Kevin O'Brien Chang said, FinSac represents nothing less than a gang grip of the taxpayer by the PNP, and he also said the JLP. That's Mr. O'Brien. That was his opinion at the time, right? All it would take is one MP of integrity to table a bill to make the details for those disgraceful dealings. So remember the other day when I was talking about the complexion of protection and the race or the face of grace, right? All right, so we're coming to that one too, in a wife style, because listen to me. Shaking up a guana, the NIA, the Gleaner, PSOJ. Why all these changes after the election? Wife style, I love when I on the show, because you will help me to take the show even further. So a couple of things I want to talk about. So of course, one of the things I did say about the Topanaris is that you have to be very careful of the things you say, because them not afraid for send out things. Now, this was Kevin O'Brien Chang. Topanaris, I hear for him last name. You understand me? So, when I thought about this, I'm going to mix up the conversation. And when I thought about this, I said, So, of course, if you read the article is, the title of the article is, How Does FinSac Decide? And Kevin O'Brien Chang spent a lot of times going into the details to show why, he didn't believe that there was proper accountability to the public as to how public funds were used, because, a lot of the FinSac properties were acquired through government bonds, and they ended up paying them, and what paid government bonds is taxes. So you remember the conversation between Dr. Andrew Holness and Mark Golding in the debate, when Mark Golding tried to play smart and say Andrew acquired a FinSac property. Andrew said, listen to me, I purchased a house on the open market, and this did not include public funds. Now, Mark Golding, as we know, he was a part of the whole corruption that was going on. You understand me? And we talked about that case on the government website, the Audley Shaw versus DB&G. So if you're new to this channel, listen to me. This is no fresh news to us. This is something we've been talking about. You understand me? But folks, here we are at this stage in 2026. We have somebody that was a player in FinSac, a managing director, and of course he was defending, his position, or FinSac's position like the PNP has been doing. Now the president of the PSOJ. So who are the people behind the PSOJ? Remember, we've been talking about Topanaris troubles, and I had to ask the question, is Andrew Holness a problem for the Topanaris in Jamaica? Because it seems to me that with this JLP government, the Topanaris is not doing so well as they used to, because more people have to be playing by the rules, right? Big up yourself, Donna. Big up yourself, Electro. Big up to everybody that is here. You understand me? Please double tap your screen. I'm seeing 122 right now. I'm only seeing 36 likes. If you go ahead, Mary P in the building. Big up yourself. Big up to everybody that's here. So one of the things I did, family, just like I've been saying, I said, you know what? Let me go figure some of the past presidents of the PSOJ, right? And we got some very interesting names. Let me pull up some of them. I probably looked at this, past presidents of the PSOJ. May I type with one finger, right? Very interesting because, folks, what I'm finding is that when I saw them draw back for this man, I say, what really are going on here? So why him? Why them can't get some fresh face? Like when we had problems, in the politics, it was Bruce Golden, big up to Father Paul, who gave this insight, who said we don't want no older persons running the thing. We need fresh faces. So we see the power of putting in somebody fresh into the business. Well, if you look at the PSOJ, man, the Topanaris used to run off the PSOJ. You understand me? I think I had some names before. You understand me? Just if you look at it, past presidents of the PSOJ, Matalan was one of them. The same Matalan we're up at Gleaner right now. I change up the thing. People like Mahfoud, Food for the Poor, people like Zaka. You understand me? All these people, big Topanaris people who come from the race of grace. If you type it in right now, you can see the image. All the past presidents, because the past, big up yourself, Cindy Lynch, right? Because all the past people from the PSOJ and whoever are there right now, them the people that represent the big wig them in the society, right? And these are the people who, they're what you call the gatekeepers for established businesses. And they're the ones who are there, with the government. And of course, we know the PSOJ is just one of the civic groups, them. And if you go through all the civic groups, you realize that a lot of them, first and foremost, they're usually aligned with the PNP. We saw that very, very clearly when we, through the last election cycle, where every single civic group, they were on their P's and Q's as it relates to what was happening in the government. Because as we said, the biggest problem is that the government that we have right now is including common Jamaicans in getting a piece of the pie. The piece of the pie where the Topanaris, them, a lot of these people behind these organizations, they're the ones who used to get it. So we know that Metri Siaga, he was the one that was there. And we've seen a couple of times things happen, and Metri Siaga would come as close as to spitting justice. Even though we did see what he had to say about the 7% decrease, with JPS there and so on and other things. But we've seen that he's weighed in well on some issues. And when that happened, I said, hold on, they look like PSOJ. It look like them finally I get it now, and them sister Andrew is really the best man to run the country. Well, it seems to me that he knew he was Metri Siaga, yeah man. Siaga talk like PMP to me. You understand me? Aha! See the wife style. So we're looking at it, but a couple of times he actually said a couple of things, and we even saw where the Manufacturers Association had to come out. Everybody came out, and everybody was basically on the same page with the PNP, right? So I believe he was closer to the middle. So now I'm saying to myself, if this gonna happen, this gonna be interesting. By the way, Keith Duncan also used to be a past president of the PSOJ. But one of the things that we have to note is that by the time Metris served in the last term, he was re-elected, right? He was re-elected to president of the PSOJ. So what we're really saying is that it's a small group of people. It's a small group of people that run the PSOJ, or they are the faces, or they are the powers. And these, remember, the PSOJ is the engine that drives growth in the country. So don't get me wrong, when I come out and I talk about PSOJ, don't think that I'm here to bash people in the private sector or to say careless things or to sound as if we are hating on the Topanaris. No, that's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that we understand their role. You understand me? in the society. But a lot of times, these people's their lives are far removed from ours, and sometimes they don't understand our reality. So essentially, what I say is, when Mark Golden talked about him and a Topanaris set of people to come run off Jamaica, these are some of the people. We're bringing them out, we're bringing out the one them from SSL. We're putting faces to these people now, right? And we have to pay attention to these things. So at this juncture, we're not out here to suggest anything, to suggest that Mr. The gentleman is coming to do any kind of nefarious things. But what we want them to do, what we want Jamaican people to do, is to be aware of these players when they bring them on the scene. So let's talk about the Gleaner now, right? So Mahfoud was past president at this thing right here. So the same one, Matalan from the Gleaner. We see Gleaner shaking up things. Now, we understand that the Gleaner has been having a very rough time. We see how biased and the PNP aligned the Gleaner has been. The Gleaner can't ever bring nobody to court where that is concerned. The Gleaner end up all get sued and have to pay money because the Gleaner has always been willing to peddle their political point of views without respect for the people. So the Gleaner stopped being a fair and a balanced and a respectable and a respected media in Jamaica. And if you don't believe me, just look at Facebook. Just look at Facebook. The Gleaner has lost its respect. The Gleaner gone down to the level right now where, remember where X News used today? X News better than Gleaner right now. Or they hit the like button if you don't know so we are talking good. You understand what I said to you? All right, let me take some comments right here, so and then I talk. So, but let's hear what the people are saying, because my people have the fool over here. So you understand me? So, but people saying good night. You understand me? Thanks for the info. Glad to know. All right, that's a different conversation. Lifestyle is saying the PNP just rotating their operatives, and the PSOJ is the gatekeepers of the Topanaris. Thank you very much. So, Lifestyle, you knew exactly what I was coming with when we bring out these conversations. Now, folks, when you look at the JAMP, the NIA, you see them a shake up things there. You see, one of the things I'm noticing, is that they're putting these black faces in front of the people. We see it happen at NIA, now we see it happen with PSOJ, right? We saw it happen with the NIA in the last thing. They're putting these regular Jamaicans. You understand me? It's the same thing with the one, what them name again, the one, all of them. Jamaica for Justice. They're putting these regular Jamaicans to be the faces of these organizations. But the founders and the drivers of the agenda behind these organizations, they are like the people that you're seeing on the thumbnail. Because you see, these people generally, they don't have nothing to do with, the common people on the ground. So what they do is they put people who look like us before us. And now they're challenging things to the point where we have regular Jamaicans who look like me and you can't have a proper conversation and a proper point of view, you understand me, about what's going on in the country. Crime is being reduced. Them a ball for body cam. Body cam come now. Them want strict measures and all of that. Is like everything that the JLP is fixing, they're trying to jump in front. Because under the PNP government, a lot of these people, they've been the biggest beneficiaries of the policies. Because one of the things that the PSOJ do, the PSOJ helps to guide policies that makes life better for them. You understand me? They do help to guide policies and they have big influence. So when they published the article yesterday, a lot of people, I saw one comment that said, a big criticism, the government are going to come under right now. So what is the mandate of the PSOJ? Because again, we have no control as to how they make their decisions. Them party of Jamaica is far removed from us, right? So the PSOJ, established 1976, is a national organization of private sector associations, companies, and individuals working together to promote a competitive and productive private sector. And usually, whatever they come up with, them will look out for themselves first. Give you a small piece of the pie, take the bigger piece for themselves. That's the reason why they have to rotate, just like what Lifestyle said, right? And now it says the organization seeks to influence issues of national policy of a political, social, or economic nature. I don't need to say anything else. This comes from their website. You understand me? The executive committee, under guidance from the council, leads this process by promoting discussions with the country's government, political directorate, and the opposition. So, I find it very curious that Dennis Chung was never a player in FinSAC. But when Dennis Chung was appointed to the FID the other day, we had all kinds of organizations, so-called civic groups, civil society groups, coming out and criticizing Dennis Chung and the appointment of Dennis Chung, asking for accountability, trying to discredit Dennis Chung, trying to discredit the process, the fair process that this man underwent. Yet, you see the difference between PNP and JLP? Yet, this man, Patrick Hylton, he was the managing director of FinSAC. And now that them bring him all the way from in the 90s, come back in 2026, we have to ask questions as to what are the motives behind those who decide to bring him on board. Because, trust me, I know the common Jamaicans decide. The questions that are going to my mind, since we represent the common Jamaicans, is how are the people who lost their businesses during FinSAC and the people who were subject to the egregious process that the PNP had set up, how do they feel to know that the man that was the managing director of FinSAC, which resulted in the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich, how are those people feeling to see that Mr. Patrick Hylton, the managing director, has been appointed by the PSOJ to be the president of the organization? Is this man here? We know that the man is brilliant. So what I said to you, Mr. Hylton, is that we have to put out what you were affiliated with in the past. And we are not blaming you as the person who was employed to carry out the job, but we understand a lot of the players who were around. We understand very well the people who benefited from FinSAC. And you presided over this organization that has caused the most heartache and pain in Jamaica. So now that you're part of the PSOJ, and even though we understand that your job represents the interests of the members of the PSOJ, but why you know, so we are watch you, sir. Yeah, and him look like we, because them like forgive you one will look like we. So now that you look like us, sir, we're not going to just trust you because you look like we. We tried that with PJ, and PJ let us down. We tried that with PJ, and PJ let us down. So what we're saying, sir, we're sending out a warning for you to act with prudence and fairness. Because the great thing about this JLP government is that this JLP government has been very transparent with the Jamaican people. So, on a deal with a set of Jamaicans who are watching what's happening in Parliament. We're reading public records. We're looking at the moves that are being made out there. And we want better from you, sir. We were happy to see Keith Duncan, joining the JLP, being DK Duncan's son. You understand me, Mr. Hylton? We know you're a grown man now, much mature man with whole heap of experience, who have a very great reputation. We hope that, you understand me, whatever influence you will have over what will happen for Jamaica, we hope that it will not get to the point where we have a FinSac 2.0. This can't happen again, sir. This cannot happen again. So the message is out there. So the next thing we want to find out from the Gleaner, we can't even read the comments about me if you talk. Yeah? The next thing we want to know, what is up with all of the shaking up that is happening at the Gleaner? What objectives have those past board members failed to accomplish? Why una have big shaking up? So a one circle, one circle of people making the decisions because of them own all of the major industries in Jamaica. And I believe that what the JLP is doing, the JLP has been trying to create a fair process in every facet of the society to ease off some of the burdens of the common Jamaican people. You understand me? And why do I bring up these conversations, family? Because I have to say, we're not up control over these appointments, right? But we do have control over the people that we elect to represent us in Parliament. Now, Jamaica, Megos always giving them the props. Wanna get it right? JLP got his first time. We are hit one third term. The Jamaican people did that because now we have wiser people. So what we're really seeing right now, and I remember I used to say before we won the election, I said, this election is really a fight between the lower class of Jamaicans and the Topanaris, because Jamaica has developed to the point where there is more that common Jamaicans are getting. They're getting a bigger part of the pie, and sometimes we have to wonder if this serves the interest of the people them up at top. So now that murder rate, you understand me, reduce all the way to 670, 43% from the previous year, and it's been a steady decline at least for the past 3 years, because we have a government that decide to resource the security forces and so on. Regular Jamaican people have to understand that this kind of stuff, it serves our interests. It serves the interests of the regular Jamaican people. So every election that we're looking at going forward in Jamaica is going to be bigger than, the fact that PNP, they corrupt, the fact that Mark Golden hijacked the PNP party. No, that's a PNP problem. Jamaica's objective and what we want out of everybody is when we are electing people that will protect our interests so that we don't have to fall by the wayside and continue to be at the mercies of people who, if the right processes are not put in place and the right policies are not put in place, they will abuse us, such as what happened under the PNP. So what we're saying is that a lot of these old players, a lot of them benefited from the FinSac policies that Mark Golden came up with. These are people Mark Golden would have worked for. Some of them, none of them used to work at Grace Kelly. They know the one either one circle, Mark Golden, Topanaris, friend them. They're coming back with a stronger fight. And we have to pay attention from now. You understand me? So, things at the PSOJ, they say they are about, but we know that when it comes to the politics, we see their influence. They have to provide technical assistance. in the form of institutional development, membership development, strengthen organization ability to advocate on behalf of its members, advocate on behalf of its members. You understand me? Capitalize on the benefits of the international trade agreements through dissemination. Whole heap of fancy things that they set them thing up to do. Right? And that's good. But the message is that in this free economy that we're in right now, all most people want, whether they're working for themselves or they're working for any organization, all people are asking for are fair opportunities, and we are seeing that the JLP is looking out for the interest of the people. I think I'm talking good tonight. I'm not where I want to be where the likes are concerned, but y'all are doing better tonight. So I'm seeing 201 right now. I'm seeing 77 likes. So go ahead and double tap your screen just like this. Double tap your screen just like this and get me to 100 likes. Get me to 100 likes quick and fast, people. You understand me? Let's forward into the chat now while we do this. Somebody said, Mayor Faces, Pickers Guild Committee in action. That's what I'm talking about, lifestyle. So for the newcomers to Jamaican politics, please understand, just like what my lifestyle mentioned, we talked about this a lot in the last season, right? When PNP want to conquer Jamaica, PNPs work in groups. They work in groups and they work with groups. They make sure that them stack up all of the public bodies, all of these civic groups, right? They stack them all up with their operatives. Mr. The great Electra was here. Electra said he used to work in one of these organizations and he knew exactly how that stuff work. Somebody who had come from under that kind of influence as well, right? PNP stack every organization. And you see how they love the integrity word. Integrity Commission, National Integrity Action. One day I'm going to go in more details about these. All of these fancy names that they give to these institutions, a lot of them, they're really just political arms of the PNP. And we saw where they all came against Dr. Andrew Holness. But thank God, the man is brilliant, the man is wise, him recruit the best to come on board and to help him carry out this mandate. And we see even with Hurricane Melissa, PNP is showing itself. All we are saying, family, we all wanted to get to the third term the other day. Yeah? But we need to understand that the third term is not even, the third term is just the beginning right now. So when Dan Jackson Miller was talking nonsense about Prime Minister Andrew Holness can step down now because he achieved all he would have wanted to. Dan Jackson Miller, apparently she's aligned to the kind of people who they may really care and understand how and the things that need to be repaired. You see, Hurricane Melissa, it was a test of, you understand me, so many things. And it tells us that if we don't have Jamaica in the most capable hands, we're going in a problem. You see what going on over the world now with foreign policy. Let's talk about it now, man. In the last show, we talked about the fact that Mark Golding, he does not have the diplomatic capabilities to navigate Jamaica in this kind of situation. You see how the U.S. of A is functioning right now. They're not taking the talk. They are structuring everything for them interest. So now we understand, say, even for immigrant visas right now, them put off that. And for those who just like to spread things, when it's an immigrant visa, we're not talking about business visas. We're not talking about, say, work visas. You understand me? We're not talking about visitors' visas. No. You understand me? Those visas that I just referred to, they're what you call non-immigrant visas. The immigrant visa now go down to where you talk about the green card and so on. Because the U.S. of A is at a point where them decide, say, they don't want to be in this position where, the resources of the state, and they're just putting that on the front, you understand me, is being, anybody who look like they're likely to forward in the country and take advantage of state benefits instead of forwarding to the country and being a contributor to the economy and the safety of the country. If you're not a symbol of that, they're not going to make it easy. So things are not as easy dealing in this climate anymore. The other day it looked like we were safe until it's more and more stringent policies are being put in place. And why are they putting these things in place? Because they want to protect the resource. They want to protect the power structure in the country. And I am not going to speak on it in detail, but just understand that that is what is happening. Remember, with the whole heap of migration and people becoming permanent residents, those things, eventually they're going to affect the political structure. And the one thing people like Mark Golding them and the people them you see on the thumbnail, one thing them believe in is they believe in not just being rich, but they believe in holding the power to the society. And that's a go on right now in the U of S of A. So we're saying that in a Jamaica, we have a chance, being a majority black country. It's a very good thing, because if we're wise enough, we will continue to elect people who understand our ways. The JLP has proven that the PNP, them have some different kind of heart. The PNP, them have one different kind of heart. For them heart in a Jamaica, the PNP cut off of the line of people them who sell we out in Africa. You understand what I say? And that the line that them come from, them different from we. So it's party and power above country. They love the party more than they love the country. But thank God that the JLP loves the country. And it's being reflected in the policies. I'm at 90 likes right now. Right? Give me 10 more likes quick and fast, people. Bring me to 100 quick and fast. So why am I mixing up the conversation? Well, the purpose of this show, folks, is to put Mr. Hylton's name out there. Because when the newspaper they're putting out there, yeah, they tell us about NCB, they tell us about all of those. But these politicians and the power players in the society, they bank on the common people not knowing or forgetting who the people were. What we're saying is that this Jamaica that we're in right now, if you're going to bring Sir Patrick Hylton, we have to ask questions, and then we know his capabilities. Because everybody know that Kevin O'Brien Chang, he was a real star, and still is, but I don't know if he's still a right, but real star in writing columns. And when he put his opinion out there, you understand what I said to you? Let me see them people here. Hey. All right, I'm going to show you some past president of the PSOJ, right? Put his opinion out there. The man link him and say, hey, man, how you call up a name, So, I know everybody they look like them, but let me give you some names to make you understand when you say PSOJ. Look at the past presidents, because these people, they only bring people on board that protect their own interests, So let's get some names down, man. Past presidents. Honorable Carlton Alexander, 76 to 81. Mavis Henriquez, Roy Collister, Sam Mahfood, Peter Thwaites, Mr. Gardner Butch Stewart, Honorable Dennis Layla, Mr. Douglas O'Rain, Delroy Lindsay, Mr. Clifton Cameron, Peter Moses, Honorable Oliver Clark, Beverly Lopez, Christopher Zaka, Joseph Matalan, William Mahfood, Paul B. Scott, Howard Mitchell, Mr. Keith Duncan. So the question is, did y'all did hear any brown or any white in it? You hear no Williams in there? You hear no green in there? We don't hear no Grant in there. Give me some more name, the man. We don't hear for them name them, right? You just need, by the way, just look at the faces and the names and you can understand predominantly who the movers and the shakers are in our society, right? So when we see things like PSOJ, when we see it in the newspaper, it doesn't matter how it seems like, you know. I don't know, big deal that, because you're not going to get no drama from them. But watch what's coming out of the PSOJ. You understand me? How well they're working with the government. You understand me? How well they're pushing for policies and they're creating conditions for, you know, workers and business people, regular business people, upcoming business people, because we need to talk about this, folks. A lot of Jamaicans still are not aware that the majority of the people, the 40,000 businesses that went down in Jamaica, a lot of people are not aware that a lot of these people were people who look like me and you. You understand me? Century National Bank, the lady that wrote Too Black to Succeed, right now in my email, excuse me, I have some information that was sent to me by the lady who is the president of the victims of FinSAC, that association. I'm never ready to touch that yet. But know that we understand what's here. I'm going to do it because I was saying, I was looking for an angle to talk about this, but I never wanted to rise that up during the election because we were focusing on election. But there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot of damage that has been caused to Jamaicans who built themselves up. So when you hear Mark Golden talk about Topanaris right now, Mark Golden became a Topanaris off the backs of ordinary Jamaicans that built up their businesses. And these businesses, they got destroyed by FinSAC. 40,000 of them. So what we're saying is this is 2026. We have to have a conversation if we're going to see the same people who were apart, who were behind, and who had full knowledge. May I have the full names, you know, I'm going to show you the managing director and all of them, because this is just the beginning of a process, you know. So this is me just warming up the thing. So I am not going to jump to any conclusions. I'll be looking at things case by case, because as you know, these are the people who know how to sue. They're going to sue you whether or not you have a case. They will sue you to the point where you just give up, because they will tie you up with their lawyers. Anybody know the history of Donald Trump? You know that Donald Trump's lawyer, he was Roy Cohn. And Roy Cohn always say, and you need to know that history too, folks, right? But one of the things that Roy Cohn said is that you punish people by letting them hire lawyers. Topanaris language. Let's say it again. You punish people by forcing them to hire lawyers. So a Topanaris static is that when you put things out there to sell their name, then put you in a court and then put big lawyer upon you. And then force you to get a lawyer. And they will tie you up and they will put off and then tie up and then put off. It's either you're going to drop the case or something. That's how they get you off their back. So we're really talking about I think Sir P called him a special name. I don't remember right now, right? But them people are them different, because these are the movers and the shakers behind the Jamaican society. So now that we have a black man who was the managing director of FinSAC, now the face of the PSOJ, the same Mahfood and all of them, you see me just call their name a while ago. For some people, you're going to have to research them. For a lot of people, I have to go back into them history and look on it a little more deeper now, because listen, PNP already cannot deal with the fact that the JLP won the third term, right? And looking into the fourth term, listen to me, it's going to get ruthless. It's going to get serious. Because Marky G, I feel himself now, because him get so many seats, You understand me? Are some different tactics they're going to use. And we have to be aware. You understand me? We are going to have to talk about the things we need to pay attention to. We need to understand that first and foremost, our MPs, they are lawmakers. They are policy makers. So if we're voting for people like Mark Golding, if you notice him sit down behind the law and the policy them, because when him busy, I talk about constitutional this and constitutional that. Yesterday, he want to find out what's Andrew's opinion as it relates to the removal of jury duties in the process of constitutional reform. You understand me? So I always say him not pay attention to what him need for doing. But Mark Golding is already from the stock of rulers in Jamaica, whereby they feel to say, them rule no matter what. That's why you see him talk to Andrew like in things say him or the Prime Minister, Andrew, is answerable to him, because Mark Golding comes directly from the power structure that runs Jamaica. You ever hear about the 21 families and whatever? He's from that power structure. So, folks, I'm not going to be here for long, because the purpose of the show was to point out this whole PSOJ thing, what we see happening with the Gleaner. Thank Wife Style for the comment. What you see happening with the NIA. When you see these changes, I wanted to make this statement. When poor people in society have a problem, what do? They complain, they fight, and they get in a problem. When Topanaris have a problem, them find them lawyer, or they recruit the right man for the job. So we're not saying that Hylton identifies with the Topanaris, we're just saying that from the records, it would appear that he was a tool that was used to carry out Topanaris' agenda, if we're to go by public records and FinSac, right? And so it seems to me that the JLP is managing things so well right now. So what the Topanaris is doing is that they're going back for the old dream team. Everybody have a dream team. At the dream team, they're going for it. They want back the dream team because they have to get a win. They want back a win. They want to go back to, the places of power. They're still powerful. They're still behind a lot of things. But we're saying is that with a good government in office, things are better for us. And we cannot lose sight of that. Right? Somebody said something to me the other day, and I'm glad I remember it before I close the show. One of my credible subscribers talk on the show all the while sent me a voice note some time ago. And the individual said, listen to me. I know somebody, credible source. There's somebody with a particular channel. Some of you might know this better than me. Somebody with a particular channel who used to put information out there, but the person put information out there from an unbiased perspective. They're coming like a steady who make say a straight JLP. We deal with over here, so. Me not really cut like, me can't play in the middle. You understand me? Me have to declare my hand. Right? But what I'm saying is that somebody saw his content, his or her content, reached out from up in a PMP, allegedly, reached out to the person and offered the person $200,000 to spread all kinds of lies and propaganda against the JLP. I don't know if anybody heard that story, because I run gone left a chat. Right? I'm going to read some comments before I leave. Reach out to the person and say they want to use them for that reason. So what we're saying is that we may think that the PNP, they lost the election because of their lies, disinformation, misinformation, and whatever. But for them, They're doubling down on anything they did before because as far as them concerned, if they won 28 seats, they were this close to winning 32 seats. So they believe that they can win an election on underhanded tactics. And you see, the danger of allowing a political party to win an election based on underhanded tactics is that they will have no obligation to do what is right by the people because they never promise anything to the people. So just like how, may I hear, I spoke to somebody yesterday in a Norman Dunn seat, person who did tell me, say, hey, we need to shake up or this person might take this position. Yeah. Norman Dunn ended up losing the seat. So I said, well, I go on now. Yeah, see the MP? No. And we are here about other places in Jamaica where nobody knows the MP because that's not PNP thing. Anybody see the video I put up with Michelle Charles today, that short? Go ahead and watch it. Very interesting. But I saw her put something on her page again, showing some roads and some conditions. And the individual was saying, you see it? Now that PNP is in power, we no see no protests, no demonstration, no go on, no noise, no make. Because a PNP in power, but when a JLP in a power, they make enough noise. So conscious Jamaicans, we have to understand, so we have to be even more serious about staying on the green. And for them labor rights, they were sell out in the votes the last time. And the ones them who never vote, we don't need to get yourself together and make sure, say, you know, as Siaga did say, light a candle, sing a sanky, and find a way back home. Because things could be much better now had y'all not sell out so many good MPs. And we have to mention it. By the way, I want to big up Dujan. Today is Dujan's birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, my brethren, Dujan. You understand me? Bless up. See, Dujan, if you fight for Westmoreland, me can't fight for Westmoreland. You understand me? Me can't fight for them. You understand me? But anyways, let me read some comments. Somebody say, Hylton, Finsack, what can go so? Same thing, yeah, so it go. He was a managing director there. This private sector better understand that Jamaica is moving towards investment grade. So if they don't do what they should, then outsiders will come and be the private sector. Thank you very much, Wifestyle. Brilliant comment. Remember, so the BPO sector is a big part of the whole Jamaican economy too, you know. You understand me? Not just tourism, but BPO and so on. And this is a big way the economy. So this is a one way in which a lot of things have gotten away from them. So they want things to be more in a them favor. And the PNP used to make a lot of these people, you understand me? It used to make things so much better for them. Right? So let's pay attention to these things. You understand me? Somebody say, yes, Cindy, right after. Mayor P. I am sure he fits in quite well for the purposes they have. Local government elections under normal circumstances would be due next year. The opposition has not stopped campaigning. See it there? I'm going to read some comment right now. Hylton is also chairman of the board of UHWI. And look at what has been found there. See it there? Thank you very much. Come on, no man. Come on, no man. Good night, Don. Good night, everybody. Let's hear what the people are saying before we close. Alun Asamba said it. See it there? Asamba proudly announced the same. See it there? Lecture, when I was talking earlier on, him say, yes, up to now, PMP is a real cult, pure indoctrination. Let's go through it. The people that talk to me. Dan can step down and give a younger person her space. You hear that, Dan? And me say so. Power always. Power is PMP's slogan. That says much. Of course. That is it. You understand me? All right. So I'm seeing 257 right now. I'm only seeing 110 likes. Go ahead and hit the likes because you know I'm doing well. Bridget, big up yourself saying good night. So this is a part now where we're just freestyling the rest of the show. Just reading some comments. But this is where I come and I talk about, I put this out there because I believe in preemptive, as Jamaica young police that say preemptive strikes. Big up young police right now, you understand me? Jamaica young police that say we believe in preemptive strikes. This is what you call a preemptive strike. This is me putting it out there and drawing the people's attention to what's there. So right now, you notice enough people that the thing right now are looking at. Some of them, we know say them are PNP and them are watching or waiting for me to say something for them to send me some letter. But me and my lawyer, them too, you know. You understand me? So, but we don't really want no case right now, honestly. You understand me? But we understand that we have the right to talk about things, just like how that man they put out the thing about the fact that the actions of Finsack, it was like gang rape. And to my knowledge, I don't know if there was any court, any case or any apology that was made. I probably can look up on that, right? But this is us coming to the people to say, hey, this is the person that you're seeing is no new kid on the block. It is worth knowing, because it might not be this month, next month. It might not be even next year, but as sure as fate, you understand me? There will need to be the balancing of the interests of the people that elected our politicians and the private sector, who, yes, in a lot of ways they provide jobs and they provide all kinds of things to the people, but who must also understand that in this economy that we're living in, we're not just in this thing of a fat and food in the pocket alone. Regular people who go to school, go study, or otherwise, we need better conditions. That's why when Andrew saying go move regular Jamaicans to a livable wage, enough of them nervous about this. Because in an economy where regular people eat better, and we not have to worry about how we send them go college and whatever. Look in the book of achievements, everything the JLP has outlined, everything they've achieved before, everything they put in the manifesto. This is not a government. This is a government with a playbook that many people in the current JLP can come pick up and run with it. So this thing is bigger. This is the time in history to be on the side of the JLP, because Jamaica's political life is in the right hands right now, and we can't afford that to be snuffed out by a few people who have limited amount of interests, only for a limited amount of people. No, Jamaica people, as Andrew Wallace would say, we're resilient people. You understand me? We feel good about ourselves. All we want to know, say we have money in our pocket. You understand me? We want money in our pocket. And we in a good health and we can wear good clothes. You understand me? We don't have to rich. We just want to be all right. Big up to the JLP. Because the JLP, look out for JLP and the PNP. You understand me? Let's go back to the comments. We will be closing soon. You understand me? Let's see what the people are saying. Marky G will always work against the government. Oh, we know. Somebody said, my food wanted to import workers for cheaper labor. See there? See there? See there? You understand me? See there, man? Look out for a space at the end when you, okay, that's a different conversation I go on right there. So, you understand me? Steady. That is it. That is if he will be there until the next election. Well, then I have to figure that out, you know. You understand me? Wife style, we will see how she operates for sure. Oh my goodness. I know enough comments I'm missing now, but let me just go to see. Metri Siaga was pushing government to take where the Emancipation Day. See there? Always for their own interest. Thank you very much. This is where my comment section is golden, man. You understand me? I said to you. But me learn from a comment section. See there? We just call their name. So all of the names we called a while ago, anything associated with their name, we need to look at their agenda versus ours. It's very, very different. These people want to come and them want to write the constitution in such a way, and what they want to get power and they want to focus on what they are doing now is almost as if a model you're seeing all over the place. Take care of the people at the very top, take care of the people at the very bottom, and then the ones in the middle, them suffer. You make things more difficult for them because the people at the bottom, they are used to elect the people into power. You understand me? So thank God that Jamaica got it right another time. And we just need to fight for the right things. You understand? Let me see what we're going on with. That is the MO of the PNP. Work with the Topanaris and seize all the resources of the country. Somebody asked about who's the chairman of the board. They say Hylton, same way. Good thing. Let me just read some of these things because I'll need to come back to them. Thanks for your presentation tonight. Great one. Thank you very much, Elements Grill. Happy birthday, Richard Hall in the building. Big up yourself. Happy birthday, bro. You understand me? PB, steady. However, a blessed new year. Blessed new year to you too, family. Somebody says steady already. Shower man. Big up yourself, stay away, shower man. You understand me? People talking to me, man. Let me just... Sometimes I just get away into the presentation, folks. I'm sure you all understand. You understand me? Lifestyle, what's this? Yes, if we eat chicken back, it's because we feel like it, not because we have to. That is it, Mary P. All we want, is a little bit, because some of us, we are come from stuff far that we not have for them problem, but we don't want them to take Jamaica and make it their own, and the rest of we suffer, such as what we saw under PNP. Somebody saying, why can't we hear how much PNP got in the contributions for all the money that them collect in after this Hurricane Melissa thing? We don't know, and we may never know, because PNP seem to believe that the only party that accountability applies to, you understand me, is the JLP. They're the only ones to be questioned. Somebody said, I like how Michelle Charles are deal with the PNP. Big up to Michelle Charles. I like it. I really like it. And by the way, there is a psychology behind it. Michelle Charles is putting herself out there to make herself more relatable to the people on the ground. Because sometimes Jamaica people, if they don't feel like, boy, we have a lot of things to talk about, You understand me? But big up to Michelle Charles and big up to everybody that's doing the work. Somebody said PNP voters always vote for PNP MP and choose to call on Andrew. We're seeing that in the media as well. Family, I am not going to stay much. I'm not going to stay any longer. I'm going to cut the show off right here. But I want to say thank you to everybody that joined tonight. Make sure you look up the past presidents of the PSOJ. Make sure you look up there. You can just Google it, You can see, you get real good insights and ideas. Again, open up the show phone line. I'll come back little by little, You understand? Remember, the number for the show is 876-251-3028. You understand me? 876-251-3028. You can always send your messages. Can have a talk with me. So you can send your message. We can probably, set up a meeting and we can have a conversation and we can talk about this politics here. But right now, all right, big up yourself, lifestyle. You understand me? Yeah, man. Big up to everybody that followed tonight. Thank you, family. Thank you so much for joining. And remember, keep your eyes open. You understand me? Show our labor rights. Have a great night, family. Steady.